everybody. Getting my iPad here. All right. How are you guys? Oh, get everything situated. I've got the camera on the phone turned around, so I've got to remember to look, but I'm going to be watching the comments and things here on my iPad. Wait, I gotta turn this volume down, don't I? Probably gonna have some feedback. There we go. That's better. Hi Cheryl, what you doing? Are you at work? Or are you off today? Okay, I gotta change the chat filter, all messages. There we go. I had a little bit of feedback there at the first. I'm sorry about that, y'all. Hi Jackie, how are you? Come on in. Cheryl, I was working on our project today. I've been putting a little time in. I don't know why. I've just been distracted. That's all I can tell you is I've just been distracted. But this is where I'm at with it. So I guess, I don't know, about 10 inches, something like that. Oh, okay, she is at work and she's lurking. But you know, I really think I'm going to have to take, see what I've got? I think I'm going to have to take that other one out and use the yarn once I get farther along. So that is my version of the Floozie capelet, and Cheryl is working on the crochet version. We're in no hurry. I still haven't done the small swatch. I need to do that too. Also, I finished a hat. This is my pattern done in bulky weight. Here is the top. Yes, please hit the thummies. Thank you, everybody. Now, this is for, I asked Mr. Fiber about the other hat that I did, the kind of, with this color, that was all in this color with the teal, and he said not a color for his boss, that his boss would like this color much better. This one is the Big Twist in static, and the color is dark blue brown. It's 131 yards at 100 grams, 5 weight, 100% premium acrylic. I don't know who is going to have this. If anybody is, I haven't seen it anywhere. But I have a couple of them still left. And I still have a little bit left. I still have this much left of it. You know, not bad. And then the yarn that I used for the contrasting color is a bulky weight number 5 hand-dyed yarn by Crystal Skies hand dyed, and I do not remember the colorway on this one. It's got like some pink and orange and yellow and gold. It's like, I think she called it something sunset. I probably have enough to do another hat. I may have to stripe it with that. I don't know. It would look completely different stripe though. What are y'all working on? And then I'm really sad because Bridget is not going to be making bags anymore. This is a Queen's Crafts by Bridget bag. I have this as a set. And in here, this is the project I'm working on, the Michael from MDO Crochet. I'm working on his. Hello, Cozy Vibes. Come on in. Hello, Tank. I got a little bit farther. It's the Tunisian scarf. It's the Voyage 2 Stars, something like that. And this one, I don't know what the black is. I think it's it's not Red Heart. I think it's an I Love This Yarn in black. And then this color, I am pretty sure that Cheryl gave me this. Almost positive. She doesn't remember, but this is from Classic Elite. And there's no tag on it anywhere for a store, an LYS or anything like that. And she used to get, well, still does, get stuff at Fibro Fog is bad today at thrift stores. But this one is Princess by Classic Elite. The Classic Elite brand is no longer. It is 40% merino, 28% viscose, 10% cashmere, 15% nylon, and 7% angora. It's got a lot going on. Made in Italy. Yeah, foggy pain day. The pain isn't as bad, but the fog is bad for me today. This is the color. 967. Anyway, that's what I'm doing in there. And I've got a new hook. Now I need to tighten this one because it's obviously come loose again, and that's the thing I have with the metal ones. This is the new set that I got. Hey Lorna. She doesn't remember. I think it was though. I'm pretty sure it was in a bag with some other things. So let me tell you a little bit. Okay, here's the hook. Here's the cord. And there's the stopper. These cord ends are the same on both ends. I've been on a journey. I did something really silly. Thank you, Tank. I appreciate that. You can find my patterns on Ko-fi. So here's my journey. Now these two were not terribly expensive. This one was a little bit more expensive. This one is the Chaigu Tunisian interchangeables. These are very nice, and the reason I got these is because the cords are the same as my Chaigu knitting needles. And it's a very nice set. I love these. These are wood. And as we know with our crochet, depending on the yarn, the wood is fine with some yarns, and then with some yarns you need the metal. I saw that. I did see that tank. Malcolm Jamal Warner passed away. He drowned. Does anybody know what happened? I didn't see an article. I bet you if I had to say, he was my favorite from the Cosby Show. Undercurrent took him. Goodness. Goodness. Man, oh man, it can get anybody. It's just sad. Hello, Lynn. Good to see you. So this was my first set that I bought, and this is the ones I've been using because it's easier on my hands than using I have the long metal ones also, and I like those. They're kind of hard for me to maneuver, okay? But in a pinch, I have them. So then, I think Michael was showing this set. It's a zip pouch here on the top that zips, and then inside it has a pocket, and that's where your cords are, okay? And then it has your hooks on here. These are really nice. They have a good point on them, and they're a bit of an inline. I don't know if y'all can see. A bit of an inline on those. They're very nice, and these are from a 10 millimeter down to a 3.0. And it has an 8. This one has an 8. Well, I got home from Chelsea's, and I had not worked on my project because I couldn't find my 8. And it wasn't in the project bag. And I thought, crap. I want to work on that, and I don't have an 8. So I thought, well, I may have to order another set so I have another, because I could not find just an 8 millimeter by itself. Like, again, like I said, I do have the straight ones. So I ordered this set, which came a couple days ago. This is a very nice set. However, there's no 8. There's 2 9s. No 8. It has a different makeup in the sizes than the other one did. I like it, but no 8. Okay, there's no, I should clarify that, because what am I using? I'm using the 7. $7mm. Because it goes from there's a US 8.5, there's 2 US 9s. US 9 5.5mm. Why would I need 2 of them? And then it goes to a 10, which is a 6mm, a 6.5, which is a 10.5, size 10.5 US, to a 7. No 8. And then it goes 13, 15 in this set. I don't understand. Now, I like this case. I like the way the cords are. I don't know if you can get more cords. I like the hook, and I like the cord, and I like the case better than that other case. So if you see this one with the teal, there's no 8mm. I know. I should. So there's that. My journey with those. It seems like they made a mistake. It does. I don't know. I probably would have to contact them on Amazon. Serbs is on the horn. And today I have bubbly. Which flavor is this one? Blackberry. Blackberry bubbly today. Hey, Maribel. Okay. What else do I have in my bag of tricks? I showed y'all, I think I showed you, but I'm not sure. My Virus Meets Granny, where I'm at. Did I show y'all this the other day? I haven't gotten any farther, but here's where I am. I really like this. I like how it's turned out. Oh, it looks good on the camera. This is the Fiber Spider tutorial. I'm on the 3rd video now, because we've done the first 2. And I'm using the Nordica by Premier. And I think they've discontinued this colorway. This is the Rose Linen colorway. I don't know if there's any of them. This one is like a sage color. And that's the 2 that I'm using. Yeah, it shows up good behind with my blouse behind it, doesn't it? So I'm liking that. I'm really enjoying working on that. And I'm using 5.5mm. And I don't even know where that hook came from. I'm not sure. Okay, now I picked which animal I want to do next, and the yarn. This is Yarn Bee's Tweed and Bead. Is it coming out good, Tank? Oh, I'm so glad. So this is what I'm going to use for the next animal out of the book. I noticed you got this book the other day, Cheryl. So I am going to do the elephant. I'm going to do the elephant. Hello, Victoria, resident knitter. Let me see if I can find him. They do him in kind of in that kind of off bluish color, so I think it's going to look good in that tweed indeed. You got the second one, yes, and I have the second one here too. I have them both, and they're both on my discs. I just saw it. Gosh, my eyes aren't working either. Here's what he looks like. I've already pulled it out of here, but here's what he looks like. Oh, you already had the first one. Okay, hi Heidi. So that's the first one. And then this is the second one. This is the one that Cheryl just got. There's the second book. So, going to do the elephant. Haven't started yet, but I've got everything ready. Okay. If you remember, I was doing all of the scraps and making squares. I've come to a decision. I've got them all in this bag that Mr. Fiber got for me. And I'm going to lay them all out and put them together. I have 33 of them. So if I lay them out 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, and put them together that way, and then put an edging around them, I'm going to be able to make a really pretty wrap. So that is what I'm going to do. Because 33 is perfect to lay 10 lines of 3 out and put them together. So that is what I've decided to do with them. Oh, it's so nice you can be outside, Heidi. We have been so lucky this year with our summer, but we definitely hit it this week because it's 102. So yeah, what I'm gonna do is lay them out on our bed, and then I'll pick them up in the order that they're gonna go and put them together. Okay, what else? And then I had a brilliant idea and I just had to start. Okay. This one is Mandala Ombre. Mandala Ombre, and it is Cool Freud. Yep, Starditis. Cool Freud, and that's what this color is right here. Okay. This one is Mandala Tweed in Dragonfly, the tweed stripes. Dragonfly. This one has 426 yards, and this one has 344. And here was my great idea. I'm using an my Clover H 5mm. Here's where I'm at. And I'm alternating the skeins at random. There's no rhyme or reason with it as far as how I'm going to do the colors. I'm just going to use those two colors until they're gone. It's in the round. It's going to be a scarf. It's working up so pretty. I don't know what I'm going to call this yet, but it is a granny square scarf. The only thing I'm doing that is kind of on the different side is that I'm putting a row of 2 double crochets in the center, so it'll be on either side. We'll have 2 double crochets together to kind of anchor the 2 sides, so then you're not going to have a San Andreas per se. It's going to be a scarf. You could do it wider and make it into a cowl. You could do that. You could make it wider. This is really a little too narrow. But this, great way to use up a couple skeins of yarn. And I mean, sitting and watching TV, it just goes, it just flies. And it's very satisfying, just as granny square clusters are, very satisfying. So, that's the other thing I've been working on. Now, Cheryl, if you're still watching and listening, I want you to know that Teely sits with me. She has a job. She is to sit here and to put her head down. And that way, when I'm crocheting, it supports this right shoulder. Yeah. That's what I'm doing with Teely. I don't need one on both sides, but I definitely need one over on this side. Would take your breath away. Am I back? That was Chelsea. That was Chelsea. What would take your breath away, Tank? Okay, I'm back. Good. Oh, you mean because it would do, yeah. It would go around your head, but it would take your breath away. I see what you're saying. Yeah, it would be a little too narrow. It's a little stretchy though. Grannies are a little stretchy. But yeah, it's going to be a scarf. I haven't decided whether I'm going to put fringe or maybe just put tassels on the corners. So, like put tassels on either end on the corners, I think would be pretty. That's it. That's all I've got going right now. Besides our Stitch and Crime blanket, I have not started the stitch yet that I mentioned the other day. I haven't started yet. I will probably do that this evening, and then I can send y'all the particulars for the stitch. Yeah, it would be great that way. Hi, Chuck. Oh, she's on the bus. Chuck's on the bus. Okay, I understand. Thank you for being here. She has no sound on. uh, oh my goodness. Thank you. I try to enunciate my words. Okay, anyway, what else we got going on today? So I went to pain management, and here is what he said. I have my pain receptors are somewhat locked. They are somewhat locked into position, or in a loop, or however you want to see that makes sense. Hi, Lori. Sloppy Joe baked potatoes. Okay. So you have the little signals that come from where the pain is, and they go up into the spine to a certain spot, and then they gather friends, and then they go up to another spot on the spine, up higher up in the neck, and then you have ones that feed back down. Well, mine are kind of in they're kind of in a feedback loop, okay? Because I've been there for a long time because of chronic pain. So the only way to change that is to change how I do things. I have to make those changes. So the best thing for me, the shot that he gave me worked, but it has backed off to about 50%, which he said for them is successful because that gets you moving again, and then you do the rest of it. So the rest is on me, basically. So now I have to walk at least 3 times a week and continue with my swimming, because the swimming is therapy, because it's weightless, and I can move around in the water, and it's weightless, and it's like doing therapy. And then the walking does the rest. It does getting the movement going in the spine. So I have to do that, plus I have to try to do things that will eliminate inflammation. So yeah, food, which is going to be a long, slow process of figuring out what foods cause inflammation for me. there's a list of them, but what works for me and what works for other people, we're all different. We all have chemicals, and we'll see how it goes. You know, I'm going to start working on things and just go at it slow, and I'll just let y'all know how it's going. Also, the book I was talking about, I did get it, and this is it. It's called Take Back Your Life. This is by Tammy Stackelhouse, and she has a podcast. It's the Fibromyalgia podcast, and she has started an international website. It's an organization about fibromyalgia, and she's the one that does the coaching and all of that I talked about yesterday on my live. But I got the book. So there's another book that I got today. It's a Dr. Gundry, Gundry, and he talks about the foods. He has a YouTube. If you're interested, you can go to his YouTube. So I'll let y'all know. I'll be talking about what I'm learning. When I got home today, you'll notice my cup is empty. When I got home today, I had a cup of coffee because I didn't actually finish this morning's coffee, which had half and half in it. And I had a cup of coffee with just honey, and it was really good. So I think I can manage that. I can manage coffee with honey and no creamer, and cut back on some of the dairy. Because I do a lot of half and half. That's a lot of dairy, drinking how much coffee I've been drinking. Small changes. So that's that. Other than that, health-wise, I don't have a whole lot else to tell y'all. Everything's going pretty good. I have to figure out, I go to the chiropractor Wednesday, and I'm going to get dry needling. Now, my daughter swears by it. So, we shall see how that goes. It's similar to acupuncture, but it's supposed to target certain areas, and I'm ready for that. I'm ready to target some areas. Dad goes to the doctor tomorrow, so I'm sure he's going to want Chinese food, and he's going to want to smoke, and it'll be a day. Always is. We haven't had an Abilene trip in a little while because all of the doctor's appointments have slowed down, thankfully. So, all right. That's all the updates I've got. Updates on my makes, updates on my health. I hope you guys are doing good. Now you want Chinese food? Yeah, it's a thing. Girl, if you got FOMO like I do, I don't know what I'm going to do as far as the Chinese food goes. They do have a salad bar. I will just have to be mindful of my choices. Try to get as many veggies in as I like the green beans. There's a lot of soy sauce in the Chinese food, and that is not good for inflammation. So, anyway, we're just going to go with it. We're going to work at this slowly, and there's no perfectionism going on. Can't do it. I can't do it. Even though my brain, I am a perfectionist at heart, and my brain wants to be perfect about it, I'm going to resist. I'm going to resist being a perfectionist, because everything else I do when I try to be a perfectionist kind of fall flat on my face with it. So I've got to keep that in mind going forward. Anyway, I think Serbs is just about to snore over there. Let me see if I can turn you so you can see him. Now the chat's a little bit slower, so it'll take me just a minute to see what y'all are seeing. See if you see him or if you just see yarn. You can see his horn right there. Oh yeah, you can see him. Isn't he so funny? He loves that blanket, y'all. He loves that blanket. However, I had to remove part of his collar because I was coming in here and I would go out to the back, to the front to do some errands and stuff in the front of the house, and I come back in and he's laying outside of his bed on part of the blanket and he can't move. And he was getting his collar caught on the strands of the blanket, and he was dragging the blanket halfway in the room. That's as far as he would go, and he would just lay down and wait for me to come back and save him. so I had to take his little jingle jangle off that had for you know, it had the one, I had one that had his name on it, and then I had one for his shots, and I had to take those off. Okay, what happened, Nisi? Something happened. She said that was weird. Oh, so Tank, you said that used to happen to him. He'd get his collar caught on the blankets. Oh, comments were turned off. Well, they're not turned off. Yeah, I don't doubt that YouTube is glitching. I've got to turn my phone around and use my, but I've got the two things going. Everything's working fine this way, and I'm able to do it just fine. So just how we have to do it because everything is still backwards. Until things are not backwards anymore, I just have to flip my phone around. So weird. Okay, you guys, that was Chelsea calling me. That's all I have for you today. I don't have any other updates or anything else I've worked on. That's all I got. But thank you for coming in, Nisi. I hope you're doing good. You're probably on your way home from work. Or actually, are you back at work yet? I'm glad you're feeling better. Still at home. Okay. I'm glad you're feeling better. I'm glad everything worked out well. Okay. Thank you, and to those of you who are watching and lurking, I see you, and I thank you for being here too. Anybody who watches on replay, thank you. I appreciate it. I hope to see y'all tomorrow, but as the days go with my dad, I'm never quite so sure whether I will be able to be here. So we shall see, depending on what he and I get up to. We'll try to be here tomorrow, okay? Yes, Leanie, you too. Thank you for being here. Maribel, Nisi, Tank, Chuck, Lorna, Heidi, Jackie, Cheryl, Cozy Vibes, I don't remember, Maribel. Thank you all so much for being here. Lynn, I appreciate it very, very much. Y'all have a great day and have fun today, okay? All right, I'm gonna have to get up and go over there and end it. So, bye y'all. Have a great day.